And the field for tonight's first race comes out onto the track and moves in behind Parade Marshal Kathy McDonald, number 1, Show Me Love. Owned by Kurt Lonig, driven by Jody ESSIG. Number 2, ABERCRODEBRA, owned by Henry Josephic with Mark Evers. Number 3 is Aim Too High, owned by Donald Peelers and Jim Daly. 4, Favorite Madam, owned by Sharma Kutchback and Heidi Fleiss with Jack Daly aboard. Number 5 is Whack Attack, owned by Allyson Hensler with Bob Harper. 6, BROOKLETS Dolly, owned by Ralph Garrett and Christina Gallops and Randy Tharps. 7 is JAZZYJACKIEANNE, owned by driver Mark Clotts along with Jeanette Darr. 8 is Kate, owned by F.E. and Betty Clark. Kate, driven by Billy Herman. And number 9 is Matching Rocky, owned by the Payson Stables and Jeff Rector. Mike Wilder will be in the sulky. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. BROOKLETS Dolly far outside, and there goes JAZZYJACKIEANNE quickly on the rail. ABERCRODEBRA, they're down the backstretch. JAZZYJACKIEANNE takes the lead. Favorite Madam swings up on the outside. Second, ABERCRODEBRA moves in to be third. Followed by Show Me Love in fourth. Aim Too High moves in to be fifth. After that, Whack Attack, BROOKLETS Dolly taking off the pace a bit. Kate and Matching Rocky speeding to the opening quarter-mile pole in 27-4. They're off that top turn and racing past the stands to the half-mile pole. 25-1 long shot. JAZZYJACKIEANNE continues to lead the way. JAZZYJACKIEANNE being geared down a bit. Show Me Love powers to command on the outside. Show Me Love now gets the lead. JAZZYJACKIEANNE second. Aim Too High swings up on the outside to third. ABERCRODEBRA is fourth. Here comes the favorite, Whack Attack. She sets sail from the rail. Favorite Madam. BROOKLETS Dolly. Kate is eighth. Matching Rocky ninth on the outside. 58 flat. They're down the backstretch. Show Me Love has grabbed the racetrack. Show Me Love on top by a length and a half. JAZZYJACKIEANNE is into second. Matching Rocky flies up on the far outside, and Whack Attack off dead cover comes into contention. Here's BROOKLETS Dolly now catching the flow on the far outside. 3 horses are across the track. Whack Attack takes them by 3/4 in 127. Around the far turn, Whack Attack gets the lead. Show Me Love fighting back in second. Matching Rocky third. BROOKLETS Dolly with some late foot on the far outside. They're into the stretch. Whack Attack in between horses with a short lead. Here's JAZZYJACKIEANNE. BROOKLETS Dolly in the one. Show Me Love is giving way. It's Whack Attack, JAZZYJACKIEANNE, and Show Me Love will finish third. In the winner's circle is 5, Whack Attack, a 4-year-old mare by Armbro Cadet out of Tawny Lobel. Owned by Allyson Hensler of Wellston, Ohio, trained by Joe Hensler. Given a well-judged drive tonight by Bob Harper, covering that mile in 156-4 to equal her lifetime best. Number 5, Whack Attack, the winner. 5-7 exacta, 101.60, 101.60. Here comes the field for tonight's second race, welcoming the Chad Bernsdorf group. Number 1, TNT Hanover, owned by Mel Riviello, Randy Owens, and Richard Van Meter with Mike Wilder. 2, Mr. Whip, owned by Merle Moore with Jack Daly. Number 3, My Toy GHC, owned by Rephard Reed, driver is Jim Daly. 4, Blind Vengeance, owned by Jeff Gibson, Bob Harper will be aboard. 5 is I'm a Bad Man, owned by B.I. Conway, driven tonight by Mark Evers. 6, Sterling, Ohio, owned by the Crest Farms and Jody ESSIG. And number 7, ALLANTE Spur, owned by Alex Spence Jr., Randy Tharps will be in the sulky. Field for race 2, 5 minutes till post. And there they go. They're off and pacing. The 7 was off stride at the start, ALLANTE Spur. Quickly taking command on the far outside, Blind Vengeance. Toward the rail, TNT Hanover up on the outside. Mr. Whip looking for the 3-hole duck and tuck. Will get it. After that comes My Toy GHC. On the turn, I'm a Bad Man, Sterling, Ohio. And ALLANTE SPUR, who was momentarily off stride, has quickly settled back by the opening quarter in 27-1. Racing off that top turn, in parade past the stands. TNT Hanover comes to challenge. TNT Hanover up on the outside of Blind Vengeance. Along the rail, Mr. Whip, the pocket sitter, in third. Followed by My Toy GHC, fourth. I'm a Bad Man is fifth. After that, Sterling, Ohio, sixth. Gapping now, ALLANTE SPUR. Action continues here at the half-mile pole. TNT Hanover a length and a half. Blind Vengeance second. 55-3 up the backstretch. With sparks flying from the hooves of TNT Hanover, he continues to lead the way for Mike Wilder. Mr. Whip better be giant from here. Nearest the rail, Blind Vengeance. Up the rail, I'm a Bad Man. Blind switched a bit, Sterling, Ohio on the far outside. My Toy GHC and ALLANTE SPUR moving by 3/4. TNT Hanover's got command in 125. Around the far turn, TNT Hanover. In between horses, Blind Vengeance. Moving up on the outside, I'm a Bad Man to third, ALLANTE SPUR fourth. The other three are well out of it now. They're into the stretch. 4 horses are across the track, vying for command of the big horse, rolls to the top. I'm a Bad Man now gets the lead. I'm a Bad Man drawing clear, going to be tight for second. Here's the 7, ALLANTE SPUR. Here comes the winner of tonight's second race, number 5, I'm a Bad Man, a 6-year-old bay gelding by Allie Mollet out of Rusker Becky, owned in Abington, Virginia by B.L. Conway, driven and trained by Mark Evers, covering that mile here in 154-4. Number 5, I'm a Bad Man, the winner of tonight's second race. The 5-7 exacted $241.20, $241.20. The try, $13.82 even, $13.82 even. 5-5 daily double returning $40.80. Windows are now up and on tonight's third race. No changes in the third superfecta wagering. Post time will be at 8:16. Here comes the field for tonight's third race, superfecta wagering. Number 1 is Jory, leased by Judy Nixon and Norma Boggs with Mike Wilder. 2 is Mary Maker, owned by Russell Herr and James Woodward with Ryan Holton. Number 3 is First of March, owned by Bill Wirtz with Jim Daly. 4, Hidden Princess, owned by Andy Phillips, Mitchell Jaffe, and Kerry Costin and Rodney Connor. Number 5, Kells of Gold, owned by Jake Shaw and Robert Pryor with Randy Tharps. 6, Cherokee Woman, owned by Linda and T.D. Van Camp with Jody ESSIG. 7 is Falcon Ground, owned by Keith Ross with Steiner Stock Farm. Bob Harper drives 8, still going, owned by Magic Touch and Earl Ricks with Jack Daly. Number 9, Bikini Bird, owned by Doug Parker and Harry Berger. Billy Herman will be in the sulky. Field for race 3. Happy birthday, Dr. Bill. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Kells of Gold takes the lead. Falcon Ground, middle of the racetrack. Up on the far outside, Bikini Bird. The late leaver is Cherokee Woman, followed by Jory and Mary Maker. And First of March on the turn, Hidden Princess. And the trailer, as they make their way to the opening quarter-mile pole, is still going. Field of 9 pretty well grouped as they circle to the quarter-mile pole. Falcon Ground on the outside now gets the lead. Kells of Gold and Cherokee Woman. After that, Bikini Bird. They open up here in a lively 27-1. Off that top turn past the stands to the half-mile pole, Falcon Ground grinds this one out. Kells of Gold on her heels in second. The 9's coming again. Bikini Bird and Mary Maker is underway. Around the top turn of the half-mile pole, Cherokee Woman and Jory along the rail. Hidden Princess is up on the outside, still going from the back, and the trailer is the long shot, First of March. They're at the half-mile pole in 57. Down the backstretch, they roll to the three-quarter pole. Falcon Ground bouncing right along. Bikini Bird on the outside, second. Kells of Gold, cocked, locked, and ready to rock from third. Here's Merrymaker up on the outside, and Hidden Princess will move 3 deep with her. Cherokee Woman got trapped along the rail. Coming on between horses, still going after that, it's Jory, and at the end, it's First of March. Racing by 3/4, Falcon Ground rolling right along in 126 and 3. Falcon Ground, Kells of Gold, Merrymaker with some work to do. Rodney Connor flies up on the far outside. He'll be on High Street in just a minute. They're into the stretch. Merrymaker, Falcon Ground. Here comes Hidden Princess with a rush. Hidden Princess bids them good night. Hidden Princess, Merrymaker, Kells of Gold will finish third. For Hidden Princess, 4-year-old bay mare by Dexter Nukes out of Hanover. Owned by Andrew Phillips, Mitchell Jaffe, and Kerry Costa. Driven and trained by Rod Connor, covering that mile in 156 for a lifetime best. Number 4, Hidden Princess and Rodney Connor, the winner of tonight's third race. The 4-2 exacta returns 12:20. 12:20. The Superfecta 8:18:40. 8:18:40. Windows are now open on tonight's fourth race. Scratch number 5, Freight Damage. Scratch 5, Freight Damage, only change in tonight's early pick 3. Post time $20,000 in the total payout pool. Bigelow owned by Bill M., driven by Ryan Holton. 2, King and Doctor owned by Tim Wright with Randy Tharps. 3R Black Dart owned by Kane Kaufman, and the reinsman is Jody ESSIG. 4 Town Charlie, now owned by Richard Stevens and Sal Nacera with Mike Wilder aboard. Number 5, Freight Damage has been scratched, lame. 6, Boyle Elmhurst, owned by Brent Davis. Bob Harper, 7, Max Public Enemy, now owned by James Novak. Mike Ogle, driven by Phil Cunningham. Field for the fourth, 5 minutes till post. Field for race 4 at the gate and moving through the turn. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off in pacing. Boyle Elmhurst on the far outside takes the lead. Osborne's Gigolo moves in to be second, followed by King and Doctor third. Gap of 2, our Black Dart fourth. Town Charlie middle of the racetrack. Max Public Enemy is up on the outside. Field of 6, quarter pole bound. Driving away on top, Boyle Elmhurst a length and a half. Osborne's Gigolo is in the second. King and Doctor, the big horse, rolls to third as they settle down by the opening quarter-mile pole in 28 and 1. Sextet past the stands to the half-mile pole. Up top, the 2-1 second choice. Boyle Elmhurst leads the way. Boyle Elmhurst on top. Osborne's Gigolo second. King and Doctor swings up on the outside under mild tapping from third. Around the clubhouse turn, our Black Chart underway. Town Charlie, and at the end it's Max Public Enemy as this field of 6 hits the clubhouse turn and rolls to the half-mile pole. Boyle Elmhurst the length. Osborne's Gigolo in second. Still on the outside, King and Doctor third. They're at the half in 57 and 4. Up the back stretch. 3 parts of a length for the every step pace setter, Boyle Elmhurst. Trying to close the gap in second, King and Doctor. Along the rail, Osborne's Gigolo sits the pocket third. Moving up on the far outside, Town Charlie to fourth. Our Black Dart and Max Public Enemy pretty well bunched in here. By 3/4 a quick 126 and 3. Around the far turn, Boyle Elmhurst by a length and a half. King and Doctor on the outside, second ahead. Osborne's Gigolo waiting for the passing lane in third. They're into the stretch. Boyle Elmhurst on top. Boyle Elmhurst by 2. Osborne's Gigolo, King and Doctor, Max Public Enemy closing too little, too late as Boyle Elmhurst is going to take this field coast to coast. Here comes the winner of the fourth, number 6, Boyle Elmhurst, a 8-year-old bay gelding by a log out of Beryl Elmhurst. Owned in Zanesville by Brent Davis, trained by Armac Davis, driven tonight wire to wire by Bob Harper. Covering that mile here in 1:55 and 1. That's a lifetime best for number 6, Boyle Elmhurst. 6-7 exacta, $37.40. Windows are now open on the 5th race. Post time in 16 minutes. Once again, folks, a mandatory payout / distribution of tonight's twin trifecta. Mandatory payout, closing night of the Scioto Downs meeting. Mid-America Racing Association meeting opens up here on Monday, and therefore, according to commission ruling, the twin trifecta payout must be paid off in its entirety here tonight. Total pool must be paid off post time in 15 minutes at 8:57. Comes the field for tonight's 5th race. Mandatory payout in the twin trifecta. Over $20,000 will be in the carryover and the pool. Number 1, Laughter in the Rain, owned by Richard Mabra, driven by Justin Hall. 2, Noble Chairman, owned by Molly Farmer and Joanne Armbruster with Ryan Holton. Number 3, Golden Delivery, owned by Jeff Gibson with Bob Harper. Number 4, Scrappy Yeti, owned by Walter Kaplinger. Jim Daly will be aboard. 5 is Shannon Partner, owned by James Woodward, Molly Bush, and Brett Merkel. Brett Merkel in the bike. 6 is Harold Leader, owned by Bob Griffith with Sandy Beatty. 7 is Tyler's Big Mark, owned by Doug Riston with Ralph Leo Grande. 8 is Chip and Mindale, owned by David Ehrenberg, driven tonight by Charlie Neff. Number 9 is Native Dragon, owned by the Bay Racing Stable with Mike Welder. And number 10 is Pan It Up, owned by Scott Glendon and Mark Ader. Dan Ader will be in the sulky. Field for race 5, post time in 5 minutes. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Tyler's Big Mark on the far outside, right to the front. Golden Delivery between horses, followed by Noble Chairman and Laughter in the Rain. They're on their way to the quarter-mile pole. Golden Delivery stinging the 7 pretty good right now. Absolutely suicide mission in here. This will be under 27, it looks like. As they roll by the opening quarter-mile pole, Golden Delivery and Tyler's Big Mark are out there in 26 and 3. Off that top turn and racing past the stands. Driving away on top by about 2 lengths, it's Golden Delivery. Followed by the early pace setter, Tyler's Big Mark. After that, Laughter in the Rain, 3rd. Noble Chairman, 4th. Shannon Partner, 5th. Scrappy Yeti is 6th. Pan It Up is 7th. Followed by Harold Leader in 8th. Native Dragon is 9th on the outside. Chip and Mindale, 10th. They're rolling to the paddock turn. Up top, it's Golden Delivery, a length and a half from Tyler's Big Mark, 55 and 2. They're out of the turn and down the back stretch. With a rush on the outside, here comes Shannon Partner. Golden Delivery, Shannon Partner heads apart for the lead. Moving up on the outside, Scrappy Yeti, as Golden Delivery has just stopped in everybody's face as they roll to 3/4. Shannon Partner, the one to chase down. Shannon Partner on top. Here's Scrappy Yeti. Pan It Up is up on the outside. Golden Delivery and Tyler's Big Mark still looking to come off the rail in 1:24 and 3. Around the far turn, Shannon Partner opens up a commanding lead. The 3-year-old is trying to chase him down. Scrappy Yeti. Pan It Up is up on the far outside. Looks like these 3 will comprise the first half of the twin trifecta. They're dancing in Shadesville right now. Free beer at the E&R Lounge tonight. Shannon Partner, Scrappy Yeti, Pan It Up will finish 3rd. Race 5 now official. Here comes 5, Shannon Partner. 5-year-old bay horse by Trenton out of a Leaf. Owned by James Woody Woodward, Molly Bush, and Brett Merkel. Trained by Brett Merkel. Groomed tonight by Randy Bush. Randy Bush, the honorary groom. Winning driver Brett Merkel, covering the mile here in 1:54. And a lifetime best for 5, Shannon Partner, the winner of tonight's 5th race. First half of the twin trifecta, $1 payoff, $595.80. 5-4 exacta, $357.80. Windows are now up and on the 6th. No changes in the 6th in a field of 10. Post time at 9:17. Comes the field for tonight's sixth race as they parade to the post. Final leg of the pick three, exact and trifecta wagering. Number 1 is Jerry Direct, owned by Rebecca Jill Dwyer with Mike Wilder. Number 2 is Sierra King, owned by Millard Adams and Mark Evers. 3, Rambo Lane, owned by Jeffrey and Kevin Reed with Rainsman Dean Collins. Number 4 is Dozier Hanover with Scott Glendon, Brad and Mark Ader, and National Trail Investment Company with Dan Ader. 5 is Paxton Road, owned by Robert Chafin, Wade Chafin Jr., Sandy Beatty will be on the bike. 6 is DL Sam, owned by Charles Autry with Jody Essig. Number 7 is Gray Flyer, owned by Judy Farley with Jim Daly. 8 is Ready Bunny, owned by Bill Sanders with Ryan Holton. 9, Keystone Reno, owned by Robert Henry with Justin Hall. And 10, Roadster Sabra, owned by the Schoor-Cohen Racing Limited, driven by Bob Harper. Field for tonight's sixth race, post time in 6 minutes. To the clubhouse turn. Field is in motion. Often pacing, far outside. Ready Bunny is going to the front. Quickly on the rail, Rambo Lane moves in to be second. Charging up on the outside, Keystone Reno to third, and Jerry Direct along the rail fourth. Moving up on the outside, Roadster Sabra quickly out of the second tier from fifth. After that, it's Sierra King in sixth. Next in line, DL Sam. Dozier Hanover away a bit tardy in eighth. Moving by the opening quarter, Paxton Road in the gray. Gray Flyer, 27-3. Action galore here as 3 horses are now fanned out for the lead with a rush on the outside. Roadster Sabra moves away by 2. Roadster Sabra on top. Keystone Reno second. Ready Bunny will find this journey hair-raising around the clubhouse turn. Moving up on the outside, John Rambo Lane, Sierra King. Tipping and rolling, DL Sam to the outside. Jerry Direct got caught 7th. Dozier Hanover, Gray Flyer, Paxton Road, 56-2. Up the backstretch to 3/4. Bouncing right along, it's the Roadster. Roadster Sabra on top a length. Rambo Lane up on the outside, second and challenging. Keystone Reno third, Sierra King fourth. DL Sam third over in fifth. Nowhere to go, Ready Bunny up on the outside. Dozier Hanover, Jerry Direct along the rail. In between horses, Gray Flyer and Paxton Road in 125-4. Speeding around the far turn from the far outside, DL Sam is now closing up on the far outside. Dozier Hanover follows him. They're into the stretch. Roadster Sabra, Rambo Lane in the center. DL Sam, Dozier Hanover on the far outside. Roadster Sabra under the whip. Rambo Lane closing. Roadster Sabra to the wire. Housing Authority. Exact and trifecta wagering in a field of 9. Once again, folks, if you have a live ticket, wait until the result is official with the payoff for tonight's twin try. Not a lot of tickets out. May not need all 3 to get any or all of the part of the twin trifecta pool. Wait until the payoff comes up. Not many tickets are out. Comes the field for tonight's 7th race, welcoming the Springfield Metropolitan Housing Authority. Exact and trifecta wagering, number 1, Bannock, owned by driver Dean Collins and Diane Elliott. 2, Bunny Scoot, owned and driven by Debbie Day. 3, Keep On Truckin' Sam, owned by Charles Autry with Jody Essig. 3 is Vesta's Venture, owned by Robert Sheritz and Mark Rismore, driven by Mark Rismore. 5 is Gray Scooter, owned by Julie Farley with Jim Daly. Number 6 is Marching Tune, owned by George and Robert Young, along with Marcus Welby and Hugh Beatty Jr. 7 is King of the Blues, owned by Richard Van Meter, Randy Owens, and Mel Riviello, driven by Ryan Holton. 8 is Too Much Monkey Business, owned by Roy Murphy and Larry King with Randy Tharps. 9, SAM-A-RAMA, owned by Marianne Georges, Otis Day and the Knights. Mike Wilder will be in the sulky. That is the field for tonight's 7th race. Once again, if you have a twin try exchange, starting gate is underway. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Bunny Scoot between horses takes the lead, followed by Marching Tune, middle of the racetrack, and VESTA'S Venture, the late leaver. Bannock away safely fourth. They're down the backstretch. Moving away on top, it's Bunny Scoot by 2. Bannock is racing second. VESTA'S Venture to third. Moving midway on the turn, Keep On Truckin' Sam to fourth. Next in line comes Marching Tune to fifth. The Grays follow. Gray Scooter and Too Much Monkey Business by the opening quarter in 27-3. Past the stands, SAM-A-RAMA. King of the Blues is ninth on the outside. Past the stands, Bunny Scoot and Debbie Day trying to make every polo-winning one lead the way. Bunny Scoot on top by an easy length and a half. Bannock is second. Moving up on the outside, VESTA'S Venture uncovered to third. Miller Racetrack, Too Much Monkey Business fourth. Keep On Truckin' Sam is fifth. Next in line, Marching Tune up on the outside, SAM-A-RAMA. Miller Racetrack, King of the Blues in the gray. Gray Scooter, 57-4. They're down the backstretch. Bouncing right along, Bunny Scoot. Bunny Scoot has got the top. Here comes the outside tier, quickly led by Too Much Monkey Business. SAM-A-RAMA to the far outside. VESTA'S Venture and Bannock along the rail. As they race by 3/4, Bunny Scoot, Too Much Monkey Business, SAM-A-RAMA on the far outside, 126-2. Around the far turn, Too Much Monkey Business on the outside, Bunny Scoot along the rail. SAM-A-RAMA moves to the middle of the racetrack. They're into the stretch. Bunny Scoot is back on top by a head. Too Much Monkey Business now gets the lead. Too Much Monkey Business. SAM-A-RAMA's up on the outside and Bunny Scoot. Deep stretch, Too Much Monkey Business in front. Seven-year-old Grey Gelding by Tyler's Mark out of Happy Melly. Owned by Roy Murphy of Mendon and Larry King of Wilshire, Ohio. Trained by Roy Murphy. Driven tonight by Randy I Can Make Him Go Fast Tharps. Covering them out here in 154-4. Number 8, Too Much Monkey Business, the winner. 2 in a row for the Grey and Too Much Monkey Business. Folks, we're going to have the result of the twin trifecta here in just a second. 8 all, $22,210, $12. So whoever had number 8, Too Much Monkey Business on top of their exchange ticket, $22,212. The exact returns $111.40. 8 all, $22,212. Field for the 8th one, Gifted Cowboy, owned by Diana Ackley and Norma Huber, driven by Mike Wilder. 2 is Noble Sam, owned by Vincent Rakestraw, Greg Radosky, and Vince Miller and Randy Tharp. 3, Rosemont Scholar, owned by Andrew Phillips with Rodney Connor. Number 4, Matt Can Do, owned by Sam Noble Jr. Jim Daly will be aboard. Number 5, Lord Tinsel, owned by Doug Parker, Harry Berger, and Craig Parker with Billy Herman. And number 6 is Hoosier Whiz, owned by the White Creek Stable. Jody Essig will be in the sulky. That is the field for tonight's 8th race. Post time in less than 3. Make that 6. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Rosemont Scholar takes the lead. Noble Sam with a rush between horses. Gifted Cowboy quickly on the rail, and we're off to the rodeo here in the first 1/8 of a mile. Followed by Matt Can Do, Lord Tinsel, and Hoosier Whiz. By the opening quarter-mile pole, Rosemont Scholar has got the top. Followed by Gifted Cowboy second. Noble Sam couldn't go on. He's been taken off the pace a bit. Here comes Matt Can Do, Lord Tinsel, and Hoosier Whiz, 27-4. Off that top turn, racing past the stands, Matt Can Do on the outside, gets the lead. Rosemont Scholar right alongside in second. Gifted Cowboy fills the first 3 out from third. After that, it's Noble Sam in fourth. Lord Tinsel is fifth. Hoosier Whiz will come from the back of the pack. Around the clubhouse, turn to the half-mile pole. Matt Can Do, probably can do from here. Scorching the half in 56-1. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Up top by an easy length and a half, it's Matt Can Do. Gifted Cowboy rolls up in the rim second. Rosemont Scholar wait for the passing lane in third. Noble Sam's back out and moving fourth. Lord Tinsel under urging fifth. Hoosier with some work to do now. Side by side and stride for stride, rocking and rolling by three-quarters. Matt Can Do sweeps by there, 124-3. Around the far turn, Matt Can Do under the whip on the outside. Gifted Cowboy, Noble Sam, three deep. Rosemont Scholar can't go on. Here's Hoosier Whiz up on the outside and Lord Tinsel. Six are alive in the drive to the wire. Matt Can Do, Gifted Cowboy, Rosemont Scholar along the rail, Lord Tinsel closing late, Noble Sam up on the outside. Matt Can Do, Noble Sam second, maybe the three, Rosemont Scholar third. Here comes the unofficial winner, number 4, Matt Can Do. 5-year-old bay horse by Matt Scooter out of Angel Be Good. Owned and trained in Cedarville, Ohio by Sam Noble Jr. Driven tonight by Jim Daly to a hard-earned victory in 153-1 to equal his lifetime best. Number 4, Matt Can Do, the unofficial winner of the 8th. Result of race 8 is now official. Windows are open on tonight's 9th race. 9th race, scratch 4, Aaron Boy. 9th race, scratch 4, Aaron Boy. Post time at 10:19. 4-2 exacta. Here comes the field for tonight's 9th race as they parade 1 Run the Gauntlet. Owned by Sylvia and Ron Burke, driven by Jim Daly. 2 is Armbro Nate, owned by Robert Deal and Ryan Holton. 3-Hour General, owned by Kevin and Jeffrey with Dean Collins. 4, Aaron Boy has been scratched. 5 is Give 'em 6, owned by Stephen Smith with Billy Herman. Number 6 is Full-Time Sam, owned by Tim Johnston, Charles Amicon Jr., Constance Morgan, and Roland Rue with Mike Wilder. 7 is Princeton Spur, owned by Charles Autry with Jody Essig. Number 8 is Soft Pride, owned by Denny and Joni Centers with Jack Daly. 9, Juarez Hanover, owned by Donald and Carol Lehman with Bob Harper. 10, I'm Steven, owned and driven by Charles Brannigan. That is the field for tonight's 9th race. We're inside 5 minutes till post time. Three-Hour General. 4-year-old bay horse by Towner's Big Guy out of Cortland Cassie. Owned by Kevin and Jeffrey Reed of Granville. Driven and trained by Dean Collins. Covering the mile here in 154-2. Lifetime best for 3-Hour General. Here comes the field for race 10, start of the final pick 3. 3 races left on this Saturday night card. Claiming paces to go here in the 10th. Number 1 is Fonda Samadi, owned by David Up, driven by Charlie Neff. 2 is Behold, owned by Chad Folk with a driver change to Danny Collins. Number 3 is Me Woe, owned by Allyson Hensler with reinsman Bob Harper. Number 4 is Captain Smitty, owned by Sean Howell and Roy Thacker Jr., driven by Dan Ader. 5 is Ever Easy, owned by Charles and Bill Wingfield with Mike Wilder. 6, Dance on Air, owned by Keith Noble with Brett Mergel. 7 is Ellicott Ben, owned by the Horner Racing Stables and Jody Essig. 8, TMJ, owned by Scott Mogan. Randy Tharps will be in the sulky. Field for race 10, Danny Collins to drive the 2. Field for tonight's 10th race has taken that final is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Behold, TMJ far outside. Captain Smitty and Fonda Samadi along the rail. They're down the backstretch. followed by Mewo up on the outside. After that comes Ever Easy, Dance on Air, and Ellicott Ben. TMJ is going to make an easy lead in here. TMJ on the outside now gets the lead. Captain Smitty second. Behold had the 2-hole. He got out left, and he is in big trouble now by the opening quarter in a sharp 27 flat. Past the stands to the half-mile pole. TMJ leads the way. Here's Behold up on the outside second. Toward the rail, Captain Smitty third. Fonda Samadi fourth. Mewo set sail from the rail in fifth. After that, it's Ever Easy, Dance on Air, and Ellicott Ben. Speeding around the clubhouse turn, there's still pressure on the pace setter. TMJ, Behold, game on the outside, 56 flat up the backstretch. TMJ thrives on top. TMJ leads the way. Here's the outer tier. Ever Easy moving up on the outside, and Ellicott Ben. They're down the backstretch. TMJ on top by half a length. Ever Easy right alongside in second. Toward the rail, Captain Smitty in third. Driving up on the outside, Ellicott Ben to fourth. Followed by Fonda Samadi to fifth. Racing six, Dance on Air. Mewo is up on the outside, and Behold is stopped to a walk in 125 and 1. Driving around the far turn, Ever Easy on the outside. Ever Easy still can't put away TMJ. Randy Tharps is all over. TMJ racing through the stretch. Ever Easy on the outside. TMJ is still coming, but here's Dance on Air flying on the far outside. Dance on Air getting up. Now owned in Dublin, Ohio by E.Noble, trained by Daryl Hooser. Driven tonight by Brett Merkel, covering the mile in 154 and 3. Number 6, Dance on Air, the winner of tonight's 10th race, and a driving double tonight for Brett Merkel. Windows are now open on race 11. No changes in the final two. 12th and final Superfecta wagering. Post time will be 10:59. Next post, 10:59. 6-5 exacta, 2:32:40. The trifecta, 14:03 even. No changes in the final two. Field for tonight's 11th race. Featured pace of the week for the older guys. Sponsored by Budget Car and Truck Rental in a field of 6. Number 1 is Castle Tenace, owned by James Ericacello, driven by Mike Wilder. 2 is Fantastic Frisky, owned by Kermit Travis with Dan Ader. 3 is Meadowland Sam, owned by Tamara Hooler and Mike Metters, driven by Randy Tharps. 4, Travis Hanover, owned by the White Creek Stable, driven by Jody ESSIG. 5 is Firm Belief, owned by the Brittany Farms and Jim Daly. 6, Light Source, owned by Weco Investments and Tony Clyer. Danny Collins will be in the sulky. Field for race 11, post time in 6 minutes. Starting gate is underway. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Firm Belief takes the lead. Fantastic Frisky, middle of the racetrack. Castle Tenace along the rail. There goes Light Source up on the far outside. Followed by Meadowland Sam and Travis Hanover will come from the back of the pack as they drive to the opening quarter-mile pole. Firm Belief outwinging has got a 3-length advantage. Light Source circles up on the outside second. In along the rail, that's Castle Tenace who is third. The Roan follows in fourth, and they're flying at a quick 26 and 2. Past the stands, they roll to the half-mile pole. Firm Belief is being sent and sent hard. Castle Tenace in second. Light Source will never see the light of day in here. Around the clubhouse turn, Fantastic Frisky fourth, followed by Meadowland Sam in fifth. Travis Hanover the tailgate. Firm Belief is now on top by 2, but Castle Tenace is staying right on his heels in second. Speeding past the half in a sharp 55 flat. Featured race pacers straighten out down the backstretch. Firm Belief on top by 2. Castle Tenace is in the second. Fantastic Frisky third, Meadowland Sam looks to shake free once Light Source drops further back. And at the end, it's Travis Hanover as they move into 3/4. Still in command every step of the way, the even money favorite, Firm Belief. Mike Wilder picks up the chase with Castleton Ace by 3/4 in 1:23-2. Moving around the far turn, Castleton Ace comes to the outside. Firm Belief picking up the chase, Meadowland Sam. Travis Hanover is up on the outside. They're into the stretch. Can Firm Belief last tonight? Castleton Ace is in the center. Travis Hanover's flying 100 on the rail. Here comes Meadowland Sam on the far outside. Meadowland Sam now gets the lead. Here comes number 3, Meadowland Sam. Meadowland Sam, a 4-year-old bay horse by Nobleland Sam out of Country Deb. Owned by Tamara Hoovler and Mike Metters of Columbus. Trained by Mike Metters. Given a well-judged drive tonight by Randy Tharps. Covering the mile in 1:52-3 to equal his lifetime best. Number 3, Meadowland Sam, the unofficial winner of race 11. A double tonight for Randy. I can make him go fast Tharps. No violation. As is, 1 Castleton Ace will remain 3rd. And number 5, Firm Belief, 4th. Kathy McDonald brings him to the post. Number 1 is Strike Me Fast, owned and driven by Charlie Conrad. 2 is Albert the First, owned by Charles W. Taylor and Randy Tharps. 3, Bartolino, owned by the Paint Creek Farms with Jody Essig. Number 4 is Nardy Jeff, owned by Richard and Peggy Payne with Jim Daly aboard. Number 5, U.S. News, owned by Chet Debris and Dean Collins will be in the bike. 6 is Mr. L, owned by Mark Clark and Ryan Holton. 7 is Game Eddie, owned by Lisa Fuller, driven by Frenchie Fuller. Number 8 is Night Talon, owned by Ron and Marjorie Anderson with Dan Ader. 9 is Tudor Nick, owned by Ned Hodgkinson, Lisa Grubik, and Asim Pasim Stables with Mike Wilder. And number 10 is Pudman, owned by John Oldfield. Jack Daly will be in the sulky. Field for race 12, post time in 6 minutes. Now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Bartolino between horses takes the lead. Nardy Jeff up on the far outside. Tudor Nick, they're down the backstretch. Strike Me Fast moves into be 4th out of the 2nd tier. Pudman coming off the pace now just a bit. Albert the First, followed by U.S. News, Mr. L, Game Eddie, and Night Talon. Seating arrangements are complete. Tudor Nick easily overcomes the 9-hole to get the lead in the quarter call. Nardy Jeff, not content to come off the pace, flies up on the outside in a quick 27-2. Racing past the stands to the half-mile pole, action galore in the nightcap. Jumping off stride further back in the field, that was U.S. News. They're pretty well spaced out here in a Timothy Leary superfecta around the clubhouse turn. Nardy Jeff has got the top by a length and a half. Pudman drives up on the outside. Tudor Nick is pacing back along the rail. After that comes the wine horse Bartolino. Next in line, Albert the First. Driving up on the outside, Strike Me Fast 6th. Racing 7th, Game Eddie. The others seem up against it now. Mr. L, Night Talon, and U.S. News in 56-2. Flying past the 5/8, they're chugging to 3/4. Still in command, 8 and a nickel. Favorite, Nardy Jeff. Nardy Jeff, Tudor Nick. Bartolino comes to the outside. Albert the First picks up the chase in 4th. After that, Game Eddie. They're all together now in 1:25-2. Up top, bouncing right along it still, Nardy Jeff. Bartolino can't go on. Tudor Nick is along the rail. Gap of 5 lengths to Albert the First. Late kick on the outside for Game Eddie. Looks like the only spot opens for 4th. Down the stretch, it's still Nardy Jeff. Nardy Jeff, Bartolino, Tudor Nick 3rd. Here's 7, Game Eddie coming on 4th. The unofficial winner of tonight's 12th. It's now official. Nardi Jeff covers the mile in 1:54 and 4 to give driver Jim Daly a driving double. 3 out of 3 on the pick 3 on 6, 3, and 4, $740.20. Exacta $32 even. Superfecta $32.0120.